Welcome aboard Alex's Animal Ark. My name is Alex, and I will be your guide to all the amazing animals that live on our planet. Today we will be learning about the rock hyrax, which I'm sure most of you have never heard of. To start with, rock hyraxes are a medium-sized terrestrial mammal native to Africa and the Middle East. Rock hyraxes look like oversized guinea pigs or a rabbit with rounded ears. The rock hyrax is one of 3 species of hyraxes. The other 2 species are the tree hyrax and the yellow-spotted or bush hyrax. The rock hyrax can reach lengths from 12 to 22 inches and can weigh between 4 to 12 pounds. They can also reach heights of 8 to 12 inches at their shoulders. Rock hyraxes can live up to 12 years in the wild, but the average is about 8.5. The male rock hyraxes may weigh a little bit more than the females. Rock hyraxes have a very short and squat body. Their body is covered in short, dense hair that's typically brownish-gray in color, with a cream-colored underside. They also have some longer hairs called guard hairs around their legs. Rock hyraxes have whisker-like hairs on their backs, which help the rock hyrax navigate just like a cat's whiskers. The rock hyrax has a patch of black hair on its back that covers a scent gland. The rock hyrax will raise this patch if it's angry or frightened. The scent gland is used to communicate with other rock hyraxes and mark their territory. The rock hyrax has a more rounded skull than the other hyrax species. Rock hyraxes have a short snout covered with long black whiskers. They also have a cleft upper lip. Inside their mouths, they have teeth similar to an elephant's that are very useful to help chew up their plants that they eat. Rock hyrax incisors are very long and look like small elephant tusks. Their molars are very sturdy and good for chewing vegetation. Their eyes have a specialized eyelid called a nictitating membrane, which is used to protect their eyes from the sun and dust. They have very short legs. Their front feet have 4 toes, and their back feet have 3 toes. Their toenails are hoof-like, except for the inner toe on their back feet, which is a long claw that they use to groom themselves. Rock hyraxes have very rubber-like soles of their feet that are kept moist by sweat glands. They also have a hollow in the middle of their soles, is made of muscle fibers that act like a suction cup. These 2 things help the rock hyraxes grip rocks and rough surfaces, which makes them really good climbers. And now we will talk about the habitat of the hyrax. Rock hyraxes live in rocky, scrub-filled areas of Africa and the Middle East. This includes most of sub-Saharan Africa, Israel, Lebanon, Jordan, and Syria. And now it's time for some rock hyrax behavior. Rock hyraxes are diurnal, which means they forage during the day. However, they spend about 95% of their days mostly resting. This includes a behavior called heaping, where many hyraxes sleep together in a pile. In the morning, rock hyraxes will walk out of their dens and sunbathe for several hours to warm up. After this, they will spend some time foraging and feeding. This is followed by a rest period in the shade, and then another feeding period. Rock hyraxes only forage about 50 meters from their dens. They are primarily browsers and grazers, and typically eat grasses, buds, stems, and fruits. They may occasionally eat insects and grubs, as well as the eggs of birds and lizards. Rock hyraxes can eat certain plants that are poisonous to other animals. They have a 3-chambered stomach with bacteria to help them digest the plants they eat. Rock hyraxes eat in a circular formation with their heads facing outward. They do this to keep a lookout for predators such as servals. They also have sentries posted on higher locations to keep a lookout. When eating, the dominant male looks up between bites to look for predators. If a predator is spotted, he or the sentries will give a shriek alarm, which causes the other rock hyraxes to run for cover where they will stay still until the predator leaves. As a last resort, rock hyraxes can wedge themselves into a crevice in the rocks and bite the predator using their tusks. Rock hyraxes live in colonies of 50 to 80 individuals. These colonies can be subdivided into smaller family groups consisting of 3 to 15 related females, a dominant male, and some offspring. Rock hyraxes dwell in dens inside naturally occurring crevices in between rocks and on cliffs. Sometimes you may see bush hyraxes and rock hyraxes living together, even though they are different species. Breeding occurs seasonally, but rock hyrax pups are usually born during rainy season. Their gestation is 7 to 8 months. Rock hyraxes typically give birth to 2 to 4 pups. Pups are born with fur and their eyes open and are very mobile soon after birth. They're usually weaned within 3 months and can eat solid foods within 3 days of birth. The male pups will eventually leave their natal group at about 2 years old and go live on the outskirts of another group to maybe take it over one day. And now it's time for some rock hyrax fun facts. Did you know that they're related to elephants and manatees? Did you also know that they're called conies in the Bible? Rock hyraxes were first scientifically described in 1766. A long time ago, they were the size of tapirs today, but eventually shrunk in size to what they are now. Did you know that rock hyraxes are not kosher? Rock hyraxes can make up to 20 different vocalizations. They get most of their moisture from their food, so they don't have to drink much water. Rock hyrax urine turns white when it crystallizes, which is kind of gross, but it allows you to tell where rock hyraxes are living. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed it and want to hear more, feel free to subscribe to Alex's Animal Ark on YouTube, or subscribe on Spotify, Deezer, Stitcher, TuneIn, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Overcast, Castro, Castbox, Podfriend, and iHeartRadio. Thank you for coming on this animal adventure. I will see you all again for the next voyage.